Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Home Services Home Show. Whoops. Where you learn everything you need to know.
And a whole lot you don't.
Yes, you do.
Haha.
So, our last show, we kind of did something a little different, and it was actually fun. I liked it. Our producer Ian went on Reddit and found some posts about roofs and shingles, and we just kind of want to answer some questions because honestly, if we can't answer questions from people, like, what's the point?
Right.
I'm going to sit and listen to us talk about gutters and roofing and insulation all freaking day.
That's boring.
No,
That's
that's
not
super
sexy.
boring.
Right.
Well, nothing's really that sexy about anything that we talk about, but we can try to like
Spice it up.
help people a little bit more. So there was a post that we talked about where was it a plumber was
Think so.
putting in a plumbing stack or a vent, and he cut through the shingles,
And it was thick.
and the post said there was 13 layers. I mean, it was probably 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a lot. And then I was estimating the weight. None of it was good. The roof is definitely not going to leak.
No.
House might cave in.
Right.
But
Roof might fall in on
I mean,
you.
I don't know where this was located, but can you think about all of that weight? And now let's say you got like a wet, heavy
Foot of snow.
foot of snow.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
Right.
That's the type of roof that caves in.
Right.
Anyway, there was a question about fire code. Sorry, I don't have the name of the person, but okay, cool. He got it. Question about fire code, and we weren't exactly sure.
Where that goes. I mean,
Where that goes?
obviously GF has fire testing, in their products, right? Like, there's the approvals they have for the fire code.
The shingles have a certain fire rating on them. Like, they don't burn easy.
Right.
But
But as a roofer, that the fire code necessarily isn't that's not what we're concerned about. Installation guidelines, principles. Why do we do it? How do we do it?
yeah.
That's more of our deal, right?
So that question, I'm wondering if it was more. There's definitely different fire codes like on commercial stuff for roofing. Possibly like that roof is so thick that if there was a fire and they were trying to get through it, would it make it a lot more difficult? I don't know. How do they normally get through a roof with a chainsaw?
Yep.
That would make it more difficult.
It would, and think about if that thing got hot and heavy.
Melted.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
it'd be tough.
There's probably in
A
Wisconsin,
lot of tar in those shingles.
lot of asphalt in those shingles, right? So, in Wisconsin, the maximum layer is you can go 2 layers, so you can re-roof one time. So, Wisconsin code says you can have maximum 2 layers of shingles on
And
it.
I would think that mostly has to do with weight load.
100%, right?
Weight load.
Because in the design process, you have a live load and a dead load when you're
Explain that.
designing. So, live load is things that
He's smarter
can
at
change.
stuff like this than I am.
Going back to some of my school back in the day,
Going
right?
back to school.
So your live load is the things that can change. Wind and rain and snow, like,
ice.
things that they move around. Dead load is so they have a rating when they're designing roof shingle trusses. That they take account the live load potential. Now a live load for Madison is be different than a live load in the UP. Why? Because they have way more snow.
More snow.
Right? So they have to design their roof.
So their trusses are going to be
They're built different.
maybe bigger,
Yep.
closer,
Yes. So
probably thicker OSB, maybe.
potential, and that's the reason they go a lot with metal roofing, so you can get rid of that snow, so you don't have that live load of snow.
There's a lot of that up there. I don't know if you've been up there too. They always have, even if they have an asphalt roof, a lot of them have like the last 2 feet are metal
ice dams.
for ice dams to slide off.
Yeah.
First time I went up there, I wasn't a roofer yet, and I noticed that, and I was like, huh.
Yeah.
I figured it had to be to let that slide off
Yeah.
better.
So you have live load you got to consider, and you have dead load you got to consider, right? And there's guys that really smart guys that sit behind the desk and they design trusses and roof systems, and because a
They
house
can math really
a
well.
house is a system now. Well, the computer maths really well.
Yeah.
Right. So they design it, and it'll put out what do they need. They might have some extra backers, some stiffeners, like those kind of things go into it, right? So the live load, the things that you can't control, the things that can change, roofing would change that, right? If you put too many layers on a roof, you're exceeding that live load design criteria, and you could potentially have problems.
That house had exceeded the dead load already.
Correct.
It was all bad.
Yeah, it's all bad. So I think that's why Wisconsin says 2 layers maximum. That way you're not going to be in a scenario where you're
That's a lot of weight.
exceeding, because there's the design load, there's a safety factor,
Mhm.
and there's what can it really do,
Mhm.
and there's always going to be safety factor in there.
Yep.
But you don't want to be burning it on accident.
Yep. So when I take away the load factor, something I want to touch on is we don't get asked as much as we used to, but there's a lot of people that we'd go and visit that needed a new roof, and they'd say, "Well, you just put one over this one." And technically,
Yeah.
yeah, you can. I don't know. We could get into the rabbit hole of critical details and stuff, but
Right.
like, that's not really what the question was. But like, if you're not tearing off down to the wood, you're not going to see if there's wood that needs to be replaced, and you can't replace pipe boots. So let's say your roof is 20 years old. You've got 20-year-old pipe boots. You can't replace those. Now you're stuck with those. So you're putting new shingles on. So it's not a good
Well,
practice. So
it
just
goes
because code says you can do it
right.
doesn't necessarily make it
Well,
right.
so there's 2 points there, right? One is, what is the code? It's the minimum standard, the building
Right.
standard set, the minimum standard.
A
Now,
minimum.
there's roofers that are and there's contractors that are cool with the minimum standard,
Mhm.
right? Because at the end of the day, contractors, no matter if it's roofers, siders, windows, builders, whatever it is, are you there for the customer or are you there for yourself?
Yeah.
Right? And I truly believe the contractors that say, "Hey, I'm gonna do it to the code, the minimum standard," was what they should really say.
Mhm.
The homeowner should look at them and go, "Oh, so you're doing it for you."
Yeah, right.
Like, so you're being selfish and you're doing it to benefit you, not me.
Yeah.
Because we could do things to code. We'd have to take some steps back in our businesses and say, we're gonna regress the way we do some things. That's not who we are. That's not what people buy from Larson
Right.
Keeney for. But there's some that do it. And not that they're bad people or bad businesses. It's a different model,
Yeah.
right?
It kind of brings me to, where we're located. If you don't know, we're we're in the Madison, Wisconsin area, Neenah, Appleton,
The Green Bay,
Wisconsin,
yep.
Milwaukee. We have offices in the southern Wisconsin area, specifically Edgerton, Evansville, Platteville. Got hit with a hailstorm,
Mhm.
and we don't. We're not an active like going out looking for storm work, but we help our
Yep.
customers. And one of my reps was saying the other day that, we sit down, even if it's a storm roof, and we're going to go over exactly how we're going to do it. And if that doesn't coincide with what they're going to get from the insurance company, we're not going out and just doing roofs for what the insurance company is going to pay. Well, a lot of homeowners are really surprised that we go through all this stuff and we tell them exactly what we're going to use. Well, the reason for that is because I don't think a lot of the storm restoration companies can even tell them exactly what they're going to use, because I think the insurance company is going to dictate that.
Right.
The insurance company, what they're paying, is going to dictate what gets put on that roof. You can't tell somebody you're going to use A, B, C, D, and E
And
if
then they only pay for a part of it.
and they only pay for a part of it. You might have to use the cheapest of the cheap just to get that roof done. Or they might give a little extra. Maybe you can do a little bit better roof, but I don't think they necessarily can even know what they're going to be able to use.
No, and I think that goes back to the minimum standard.
That's
which
the
is
minimum
code.
standard. That was kind of my point.
Yeah, the minimum standard, and I wouldn't sleep good at night if we did things for the minimum standard. That's just not how we built the business
Yeah,
over the
it's
last
tough.
15 years.
It's tough. I mean, I see a lot of them where they're carefully removing the shingles, so they don't even have to put new underlayment down,
Running them on, or,
or no,
edge metals,
or
or
edge metals or ice and water. But the thing is, but like I get it. I also get it, because if you're going to allow the insurance company to dictate
price.
the price, which they do, you got to work within the confines of that price. You got to be able to do that roof and pay your installers. And if you have a salesperson, pay your salesperson, and still have some money left over.
Right.
You might have to just reuse that stuff.
Right.
It's not good,
No.
but I get it. So that's why we've kind of taken a stance to, we're not going to do the code minimum.
Mhm.
We're going to do that roof the way we do that roof. And in 99% of cases, homeowners are willing to pay extra out of pocket so that they can have a roof that we guarantee, we know is going to last.
Well, you think about what the insurance company is responsible for. The insurance company is responsible for restoring the roof to condition it was prior to the storm. They're not putting on class 4 shingles. They're not putting on this fancy ice and water.
Not required to upgrade
They're not
you.
required upgrading sidewall flashings. You don't ever have that leak, that leak you had for the last 10 years. They're not required to fix that, right? They're required to replace the roof to the condition it was before the storm happened.
Yes.
Now, insurance companies have big buildings for a reason. They're really good at not losing money.
They don't make more than 2% profit, but 2% on
A lot.
billions and billions is
Right.
Billions.
Billions,
It
right.
can still be billions. So, some big fancy buildings.
Yes.
Again, a little off topic, but it isn't. It is the minimum standard.
Right.
There is a minimum standard to get it done. Can you put a roof on and not completely wreck the integrity of the underlayment? No, I don't think you
No,
can,
okay.
especially if it's felt.
Right,
You're gonna tear it and just stapling it back down. Well, what does that do? Now you've got tears all over it.
right.
I mean, that underlayment is supposed to go from edge to the top, so it's overlapped.
And
So if water gets under it, it sheds it. Now you've torn it. Yeah.
yeah.
It really you might as well not even have any.
But that goes back to the principle of are you putting are some people putting a roof on so you have a roof that is functional and then hoping that doesn't leak? Maybe, and some businesses are okay with that.
Yeah.
Where we're saying, hey, we want to eliminate the opportunity that you're never going to have a leak. Like the probability of, I mean, made by humans, stalled by humans, could something happen? Yes. But if the better steps you take to prevent that from happening is giving that customer peace of mind.
Right.
And some people want that, and some people don't. Some people are like, hey man, I just want the cheapest things. I don't want to pay anything out of pocket. Okay, great. There's roofers that can do that for you.
We're talking about minimum standard. We're talking about code. This could be a really great plug time right now for the ultimate roofing solution.
Could be. Hit it.
Talking about it, the
Sure.
ultimate roofing solution.
Hit it.
So we have we have a proprietary roofing system that we do, and it is called the ultimate roofing solution, or URS. And this roof that we do, this is over years and years and years of experience and knowing how a roof works, how a roof sheds water, and what the problem areas are.
Hmm.
Problem areas: holes, meaning pipe boots, pipe vents, skylights, and valleys.
Chimneys.
Chip, sorry, chimneys are like
Let-
the
Let's let's
worst.
pop a 2x2 hole in your roof and hope like hell it doesn't leak. I thought that's a good idea.
If that's not done properly, that will
It
leak. I
will
mean,
leak.
that is one of our biggest restore products
Yes.
is redoing chimneys for people or redoing chimney flashings and crickets. Um, but our URS, our ultimate roofing solution, is what we've learned over the past 15, 20 years of doing roofs. It is above code.
Hmm.
It is above shingle manufacturer's code. It is above, it's above, sorry, GAF. I mean, it's above GAF's Golden Pledge standards,
Right.
which Golden Pledge is like the best,
The pinnacle.
the pinnacle of roofing warranties. It's above their standards because we've always said the worst warranty you have is
The one you have to use.
the one that you have to use that has to leak. So we've kind of upped our game. I mean, it is legitimately it is a bulletproof roof. Like
Well,
I don't think you really can do it any better.
no, and I think I want to say something there because people talk about in order to use a warranty, what has to happen?
You got a leak
You have to have a leak, but
or a problem.
you have to have a leak, which means that you're physically seeing water inside your house. At that point, it's not just affecting your shingles. Now your insulation's wet, your drywall's wet. God forbid it all just stays up there, right? But
You got mold.
and now you got mold and mildew, and it is very problematic, right? And someone's like, "Well, we're going to do this, and if you do have a leak, well, you have a warranty to fix the roof."
Correct.
But then what? What about all this other mess? And that goes back to when you and I sat down years ago and said, you know what? We want to give people that peace of mind. Yeah, they have a warranty, but they're never gonna have to use it because of the URS, the ultimate roofing solution. We're gonna make sure that we do it in such a way that it is so far above the standard that they're not gonna ever have to use that warranty. Because there's nothing worse than a wife in a panic because a kid's ceiling's gonna fall in. Right? Think about the stress in your your
Always
marriage.
happens in the middle of the night.
And it's never like daytime.
You hear
Correct.
water. Why do I hear water?
Right.
And you panic.
And I mean, think about your marriage, think about
And
your
then you're pissed.
oh,
And then your roofing contractor gets really nasty message.
right,
I've been there.
right,
We're not perfect.
right.
That's where we've made things better and better and better and kind of put our foot down and said, no, this is the way we do it. If it's too much money,
That's okay.
sorry, we're not going to adjust our standards for that. You might not just be the right customer for us. We might not be the right contractor for you, but we've been there, right?
I think that's a great point on the ultimate roofing solution. Like that says it right.
It's not for everybody.
Not for everybody.
I mean, it is for everybody, but it might not be for everybody's budget
Budget.
because it's not cheap. Is it? It's not like
It's not
it's not
ridiculous.
insane.
No.
It's just the amount of extra material that's used in the manner in which it's used and the process in which it's done. It has to cost more because the materials cost more and it costs more to install it.
Yeah, and
That's what it is.
installers are absolute beasts when it comes to the details they do.
Yeah.
Savages.
Yep. That's the other reason why we've always found it so important to have a project manager on site for the entire job. We don't have project managers that are running this job and then they're going to go get this job started and then they're going to get this job started and they're going to bebop back and forth because a lot can get missed in there. Not that our roofers don't know how to do it, but they're human.
Mhm.
Skips can be stepped. Steps can be skipped, things can be missed, but that's why we have a project manager there to make sure that it is done the way we say it's going to be done every single time. And if it's not, we're fixing it,
Yeah,
taking care of it.
100%. And that's why when people ask me, well, how do you sleep at night? Really, really well. Why?
Mhm.
Because I know that we did everything possible for that customer to make sure that we eliminate stress and anxiety and problems in their life. Because that's what they paid us for.
Mhm.
I mean, the roof is a byproduct. They pay us for stress relief and problem mediation. Like they don't want to have problems, and they paid us for that.
Yep.
And we did that with the roofing process we do. And the ultimate roofing solution is pretty badass, but they paid us to not have to ever worry about it again.
I said yes to the URS. It's a really great tag.
That's a great tagline.
I love it.
Yeah.
You get it? Yes to the dress, the TV show. You seen that before? That's where it came from.
Ian's like, man, these guys are out of these guys are out
What
of left
in the
field.
world?
That's all right.
Are these
Someday you'll
guys?
appreciate us, Ian.
Yeah, you will. But I mean, to take a question about fire code and talk about, I don't know what the exact fire code is for that, right? That's not really a roofer's thing, but it is a weight load thing.
It's a
There's
code thing.
weight load issue thing. There could possibly be a code in trying to cut through that roof.
Right.
I can't even imagine that hot roof cutting through all those layers. It might not work very well.
Right.
Gum everything up. But weight load, and if we're doing things just to code, that is the minimum standard for basically for safety and quality, right? Minimum. We try to go above and beyond, and there's a lot of great contractors that do the same thing,
Right.
but not everybody, because at a certain point, that above and beyond doesn't fit into people's budgets.
Right.
It costs more money.
Right.
So
Yeah, I mean, I look at the analogy. There's safety standards in cars, right? And then there's cars that you feel super safe in.
yeah, dude, there's cars that you get in an accident, man, and you're like put into a bubble.
Right. Yeah, we were coming back from Sturgeon Bay, and I'll never forget. I don't remember what kind of car it was, but I was in the fire service and in the ambulance for half dozen years, and so I saw my fair share of car wrecks. And that was back in the early 2000s. And coming back from Sturgeon Bay, I was up there with my buddy Bobby, and we're coming back. We witnessed a car. The truck was turning. Car didn't really see him. Didn't never slowed down. Rear-ended him, and the car basically just exploded. Plastic parts and pieces everywhere. Right. And Bobby goes to the truck, make sure she's okay. I go to the car because it's a little more banged up. And I opened the door, and I had to like fight my way through all the airbags. I'm like, this is freaking amazing! Like, this is amazing! Like, this was not, in the compared to the 2000s.
Created a cocoon.
Oh yeah, this old whacker that was in there. He's like, what just happened? I'm like, well, he's like, is my car okay? I'm like, your car's not okay, but it looks like you're gonna be just fine, right? But
Buy a new car, bud.
but again, that car probably was not at the minimum
No.
of the safety standards. And in that scenario, he was thankful that he didn't have a minimum safety standard car. He had a very safe car.
Yeah.
So good analogy.
Makes me really think about what my daughter's going to need here. She
Correct.
turned 16 not too long.
Yeah. The 1992 Ford
I
Escort.
want to buy her a tank.
Yeah.
For real.
Monster truck.
No, a tank.
Go over the top of people.
Yeah, like the shooting thing can be disabled.
Right,
but
right.
like someone hits her, just run it over.
Think about the 90s cars we grew up driving. 1992 Ford Escort. The safety rating on that, not so good.
My 1982 Pontiac Phoenix. I mean, I don't even know if that thing had a seatbelt in it.
There was no dinger, that's for sure.
No, I mean, back when those cars were made, people didn't wear seatbelts. They smoked and drank while they were driving. Like, that was just like a normal thing. You know I'm right.
Oh, 100% right. 100% right. Yeah.
Like, to get a DUI, you actually had to be like really drunk.
Really
They probably just drove you home
yeah,
if they knew
struggle.
you.
Times are different.
Like, so we
But-
probably should stop this. We're getting off topic.
But it's good to talk about minimums and requirements and like not everything.
Right. Then they made it 0.08.
Right. And they changed it.
0.08.
Minimum.
Minimum. That's the maximum.
That's maximum now.
At 0.08. You know, and there's those people from the 80s driving their Pontiac Phoenix like 0.08.
You're just getting started.
What the heck? Only halfway home by then.
Oh, Lars, I love you.
Oh God.
All
Sorry.
right. All right. Well, anything else?
I don't think so. I mean,
Awesome.
I say
Guys,
keep the questions
Yeah.
coming.
Thanks for watching us, guys. I mean, sometimes we try to keep it fresh and fun, and but till next time, we'll see you soon.
See ya.
Take care.